That's really the thing. Well, that's eight. Well, kind of with these things, we talk about knowledge. The kind of knowledge we have learned is just all about book learning and academic achievement and, history and chemistry and facts and information. This kind of knowledge, which we then eventually use, to manipulate the world, to change the world outside of us for our own sake. But the real knowledge of self, which is really that eternal quest within, that's where the journey leads, within, that's where the promised land is, lies within, the kingdom lies within, and that's the knowledge of self. And in all reality, nobody can teach you that, of course. Even though as we grow up again in this world, which all takes us away from this knowledge, people tell us who we are or who do we need to be, and then we are measured by those external standards imposed onto us. So of course we lose track, we lose sight of what we know, which we already do as children, even though they're also like a blank slate. You can manipulate a child in any way, shape or form. And of course we will do that, sadly. So again, it's really interesting to ask yourself again, how would the world look like where we don't do that? Where children grow up naturally and freely, where they're not being conditioned away from their natural knowledge, or where rather their knowledge is developed. And they learn to express what they know. And through this then create consciously a world that is a reflection of that true knowledge that was in. We have a tendency of making it a little bit complicated, I believe, human beings. It's much simpler than that. Just look at a child. They actually are the greatest teacher because they exemplify that. They are that. That's where the revolution of this world begins, with an evolution from within. To wake up, to connect with the greater reality surrounding and connecting all of us, each and every one of us. But when you argue with somebody, for example, or somebody irritates you, it's out of separation. It's like the other person. If you are in oneness, you see the other person is you. What you have created that being irritated or being frustrated with the other person, then arguing with the other person. You do that. Because if you would accept the other person for who they are and then make the effort to understand them by just letting them be and listening to them and paying attention to them and learning them, you wouldn't get irritated. Very simply put. Again, this is about teaching ourselves. This is about now rising up the constraints and the restraints and the rules and laws and regulations and the expectations and evaluations and all that bullshit. It's time to go beyond that in order to govern ourselves, in order to be free, in order to see reality as it is, not how we want it to be or need it to be or like it to be, as it is. Welcome to the real world. It's wherever you are, that's where that is, So just be here now. Always be here now.